Okay, so I'm back to do a foundation tutorial. I don't have a lot of fancy products or brushes or that little egg thing, which is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen, but I don't have one. So if anyone knows where I can get a cheap one, comment. But what I'm going to start off with is telling you about the products that I'm going to use. So I just did my eye makeup, which I always do first, just in case I screw up my mascara or eyeliner. Because, you know, we all do it, and then we have to start completely over, or our base just never looks the same. So, let me get all this out of the way. For the brushes I just use one for both my foundations. I don't know if anyone's picky about that, but I use just a regular stippling brush. So, it looks like this, and it's just round and awesome. And I got it for like $1 or $3 at Target, somewhere in that range. Um, and then I'm going to use this foundation, or as foundation. It's just called the Physicians Formula Super BB, and I think it's like $10 at Target for it. And then I'm also going to use another base color, and I'm going to use my MAC just because I'm a little more tan these days, even though this lighting sucks and doesn't make me look like it. I have this in a 1.5, and I use the light to medium in the Physicians Formula. But you don't have to use MAC or any kind of expensive makeup. That MAC is probably $30 for that little bottle. I also like Revlon's Photo Finish makeup a lot, and I normally use that, but I'm too lazy to go grab it out of my room right now. So, I just use a little dollop of the MAC, and I'm just gonna put it in there. So like, just that. And then I'm so picky about wasting, so I will literally, I'm gonna use my, on my lip with this, just so it looks, well, you'll see what it looks like. But I line my lip with that, just because I'm picky about wasting. I'm gonna go ahead and just, not smooth it in, but kind of brush it out. First, I'm gonna use the MAC, and I'm gonna use it as like my highlighter or my concealer. That's kind of what I use it for. So I'm just kind of gonna go right underneath that line on my eye, both of them, and then I'm gonna do my forehead. So just right there. My curly bangs are all in the way because they're actually straight bangs and they're just doing whatever they want today. And I'm not gonna completely brush that in because I'm gonna mix it with my other base, but so just kind of in a V area in your T-zone. And I'm also gonna kind of blend it as a concealer on my chin because I've had a bad breakout there as well as my forehead. So there we go. So now I'm going to use this, the Physicians Formula, and I'm going to go everywhere else mainly, but I'm going to start by lining my face. So I'm going to start with the complicated zones, and I'm going to do my nose, and underneath my nose, and then the other side of my face, and then I'm going to finish off my forehead. So, I know you can't even tell because this lining, but it's all kind of everywhere. I'm gonna fix it. So, I think that's probably good. Now I'm going to blend it all in. And I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And I'm always going to go in these circular motions. That helps it blend in a little more so you don't have to use as much makeup, because if you're like me, you're cheap and you don't like to buy new makeup every month. I try and use mine for at least 6 weeks, just depending on how much my roommate uses of my makeup when she doesn't feel like using her own or she's out. So, but it's okay because we share. So now all of that is blended in. And I feel fabulous. So, coverage. You can't really see any of my bad marks, and I didn't use a whole lot of makeup. I probably used like 4 swipes of this one, and just that little dollop of the MAC, because it covers so well. So now it's all blended in, and it's very light. This Physicians Formula, it comes with a sponge in it, but if you use that sponge instead of a brush, you're probably going to apply more makeup than you really need to, and it's not going to blend in as well unless you want to go over it with a stippling brush. And that's just kind of how I conserve my makeup, is using this. So now I'm going to highlight and contour, which I just kind of contoured with that MAC, and that's what I did with that. So for my bronzing brush, I got this for $1 or $3 at Target, and it's just shaped like that, and it's kind of awesome. And for the bronzer, I use this, and it's broken, and I just got it all over my boyfriend's laptop, but whatever. So, it's called, it's Wet n Wild, so it costs $3 at Target, and it's called Ticket to Brazil. And I'm going to use it to contour everything. Now, most people think you should replace your blush with bronzer, and if you want to do that, you do it if it's working for you. I actually use both, but I'm going to go underneath right here, just right underneath the cheekbone instead of on it with my bronzer. And that's just going to really make it pop when I blend it in. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now, if you really want to make your face look a lot thinner, you can kind of do like this, which my sister was amazed when I taught her that. Her face looked skinnier. Power makeup. And then I have kind of a big nose, so I like to line it just on the top, and then I kind of go on the side of it. Just a little, not a lot on the sides, because you don't want to make it look too bad, but you can kind of see it. And then very lastly, to add to that skinny face, just gonna go around my forehead. Just at the top, not too much, so you can see it. Now, just because I don't like for everything to look too much, I'm going to also do my blush, but I'm going to do it before I put on the powder. That way it blends in a little more with my skin after that, or blends in with the powder, not so much my skin. I use this Luminesso Baked Powder Blush, and I think it only comes in like 3 different colors. I have like the more natural pink one, not so much the bright coral color or the orange, because I don't like those colors. But, and then that's where I'm going to go right on the cheekbone. And I'm just going to do right there, not bring it all the way back, just right there. And I went ahead and used my bronzing brush, which I don't normally do. I usually use just a regular blush brush, but I use a thin one that looks like this. And that comes with the eye makeup brushes that I just used in that smoky gold eye tutorial. I'm going to clean up real quick. Now I'm going to use my powder. And I'm going to stick with the Physicians Formula for my powder too, because this is what I started off with before I ever bought that base. because I still had plenty of MAC, but now my face color is changing because it's summer, so I had to buy a new one. And I'm going to use this, which I got from Mary Kay, but you can find good ones basically anywhere. If you want to spend a lot on brushes, go get a good MAC one. If you don't, go to Target. That e.l.f. brand stuff works amazing. And it's only like $3. Now sticking with what I did with the the base, I'm gonna just start going in circular motions, starting at the bottom of my face, rubbing in that bronzer, and then getting underneath my eye in case I dropped any eyeliner before, and just rub up on my forehead. And I do try and go in upward motions as much as possible because I read that it helps with wrinkles, but I'm not positive. And I'm going to blend in where I put that MAC on my lip a little more. And my lips are base colored now, but that can work to your advantage if you're doing a light lipstick or lip gloss. So I'm going to fill in my eyebrows now because I love to do that, and I love for them to match. So I just start at the first end and just kind of shape them. And I'm using that faint color from the Naked Basics palette, just that brown color, to help keep it natural. I don't want to look like they're painted on, but I also want them to look very perfect. And I love to define my brows. So. I feel like I sound like a man on these videos. But. And because I never did my mascara when I was doing my face makeup, now I'm going to do it, and I use the Butterfly mascara by Voluminous, which I can't remember who that's actually by. L'Oreal. It's by L'Oreal. So I'm going to do that. Alright. Can you tell the difference? I think so. I think this eye looks huge. And my mascara is starting to get just a little clumpy, but it's only a couple weeks old. Like I said, I like to use it as much as possible. So, I'll just drop some saline solution in it later for my contacts. Alright, so that is how I do all of my makeup. You can't really tell in here how it truly looks just because of the lighting of my living room, but you can go to my Instagram, which is Andrea DSM, Andrea spelled ANDREA, or my Tumblr blog, which is AndreaOneGirl.tumblr.com. So if you're interested in seeing that, you'll see what I do to my lips too. But I'm probably just going to put on a light pink over this because that will really bring out a summery look. So if you have any questions, just post in the comments or comment on my blog or Instagram or something. And let me know. Okay. Go follow me.